We all know that the first program that we are going to write for any programming language will be Hello World program. A simple program that will display the text Hello World. So how to do it? First of all, I'm using a Windows computer here. I will show you how to do it. I'm creating a new file, new text file. I'm naming this file Hello World .java. So .java is the extension for our Java program. And since we have Geany installed on our system, I can just right click on this file and click on open with Geany. If Geany IDE is not installed on your system, you can install it by following our previous videos for both Windows computers and Linux computers. So hello world.java is opening our Geany IDE. Now for any program we need a method. We need a main method that will be the starting point of any program. To declare a method in Java, we need to first declare its return type, what the method will return. Since we don't have to return anything, we can write void. After return type, we need to write the name of the method itself. Since it's a simple program, the starting point of this program should be main. So I'm writing void main. Void means that this method is not returning any data. Main is just the name of the method. It's the main method. And you also have to write parentheses, open and closing parentheses. If you want to pass something into the method, you can write something here like index or something like that, but we are not passing anything into this method, so we can leave that empty. To open the method itself, you can write a curly brace, opening curly brace. And to close the method, you can write a closing curly brace. So whatever we write inside this curly braces will be the actual block of code of this method. What we have to do? We have to display a text called hello world, right? In Java, to display text, we can write system out.print. I will explain you each of this keyword. System is just a inbuilt class inside Java from the java.lang package, and out is just a static field inside the system. This out deals with the standard input-output, like showing some message or taking input from the user. And print is just a method that shows something on the console. To write something into the console, we will open a parenthesis. For this first program, we can write hello world. We are closing the double quotes and the parenthesis. After each statement, we have to close it using a semicolon. In some older programming languages like Python, for example, we don't have to close it using a semicolon, but Java is a little more stricter, so we have to close it using a semicolon. Now that's it. Your first program is ready to run. Now how to run it? You don't have to save this file because when we click on this compile button, Geany will automatically save this file. So let's click on this compile button. As you can see, compilation has finished successfully. That means there is no error in this program. Let's say if there's an error, for example, we forgot to put this semicolon. Let's see what will happen. Geany IDE says us it is expecting a semicolon here. Okay, no problem. Compilation has been successfully done. Now how to run this program? Just click on this gear icon here. Hello world. So if you are seeing hello world, then you have successfully created and run the first Java program. That requires some appreciation. Now the simpler method was actually introduced from Java 21. Here we don't have to declare any classes or anything. This was actually started as a preview feature in Java version 21. Before version 21 of Java, and normally better approach is to declare class. So how to declare a class? To declare a class, first you have to define the access modifier. So there are many access modifiers such as private and public. If you declare a class as private, it can be accessed only in this same package. If it is public, it can be accessed in different packages as well. By default, it is private. Since it's a simple program, we don't have to worry about much about that. Let's write public. And now to define a class, we have to write class itself. Now we can write the actual name of the class. Since this is the class our main method is containing, our class name should match the file name of this file. Our file name of this file is hello world, right? Hello world.java. So our class name also should match the file name. So I'm writing hello world. Let's say you have saved this file as main.java or hello.java, then your class should be also named as main or hello. Okay, that's it. After class is declared, let's open and close a curly brace to write the content of the class. Inside class, we have to define our method. Method has also access modifier. Since our method has to be accessed by the JVM and not just the other methods in this class, we have to write public, which makes the method accessible to the JVM and other classes as well. Since we are not creating an object for this class, we have to write static. Static means that this method is only accessible as a class of hello world and not an object of hello world. If I'm writing static here and if I'm creating a new object of hello world, since we already discussed that classes are like blueprints where we can create multiple copies as objects. Since we are not creating an object and we are using this method inside this class itself, we have to write static. Now you have to write the return type. Let's use the previous example, void, and it's the main method, so you can write main. Let's open the block. Inside this main method, we can write the system.out.print. And like the previous example, you are writing hello world. I'm also writing string args here. What string args mean is that we can actually use the commands which we actually typed during the compilation of our Java program. But since we are using an IDE with inbuilt compilation, we are not directly passing any arguments, so we are not going to use that in our actual program itself. But this is just a convention that is followed through the ages. If you don't like string args, you can just ignore it. It will still work, but it is. Now you might have seen print and println. So what's the difference between system.out.print and system.out.println? When we just write system.out.print, what happens is that I will show you. Compilation has finished successfully. Now the cursor is still here on the same line of our program's output. Let's say if you want to move the cursor to the next line, we can write system.out.println. Now if we compile the program and run it, the cursor is now on the next line. How to verify that? Let's do one thing. If you press Ctrl D, it will just duplicate that line. Just write next line. Since the first one has println, the next line will actually print on the next line. I'll show you. See, it is printing on the next line. But if you don't write println, instead we write print, then it will not move the cursor to the next line. That means both hello world and next line will be showing on the same line, like this. There are also other methods, like you can write a /and. /and means next line. It's on the next line. We will explore these type of things in the future videos, but for simple hello world program, you don't have to worry about all these things. Just write this, and if you compile and run, this program should work on almost any Java version, even from the primitive days. But if you have a newer version like Java version 21 or later installed, in this system you have installed Java version 26 as shown in the older videos. Since this version is Java 21 or above, we can just write void main system.out.print hello world and it will run. See, it's so simple, right? So that's how you write your first Java program. And see the class file which was created. This actually contains the bytecode which JVM interprets. I will not advise you to open and check the bytecode because this is not typically readable by humans. You can technically read it, but it is not a good thing. But JVM can interpret this bytecode. Okay, thanks for watching.